A very good morning to the viewers. We are going to talk about a very important quality called empathy. So we'll understand what exactly this means, since many of us may not have heard this word. Empathy is the way in which I can be in your shoes and feel the pinch in your shoes. That means wherever you are having difficulty, wherever you are having challenges, I should be able to feel that. To feel that, I have to also understand your background. So I cannot just start any conversation with you. For example, in our office, when we do this type of an exercise, what we do is we talk to the person and ask them to give a background. Where are you from? What do your parents do? What are your goals in life? What do you want to enjoy? What are your hobbies? We try and understand their background and where they come from. What is their financial position? Are they comfortable? Are they challenged? Try and understand the emotions. And this is possible when we are face to face. Once I'm able to understand their background, their situation, and also understand their challenges, where they are finding difficulty, then I will support them. Not just support with kindness, with care to overcome their challenges. Why should I do this? I should do this because once I take care of my employee, I take care of my junior, they take care of me, they take care of the organization. And it is a much better environment. They themselves will voluntarily complete the work, voluntarily do what I want before even I ask them. Because whatever I give, I get back. When I'm kind and supportive, then I can expect in normal circumstance that everybody will come back to me with equal or more support. There are different types of empathy. One is the logical empathy, where I will look at, it's called cognitive empathy also. All these terms are there on the Google. Relate to others' situation, understand their concerns or ask them, what are your concerns? What are your challenges? And think from their point of view. This is cognitive empathy, which is good. Many of us practice this. Second, the good managers, they also look at emotional empathy. They not only look at where they are coming from, they understand how they feel. What are the emotions which are playing at that time in their mind? Of course, what we suggest is compassionate empathy. After understanding cognitive empathy, emotional empathy, I take action for the other person. I support in overcoming their limitations and concerns. At a later point of time, or no, there is going to be a video which we are going to shoot on how to overcome limitations and concerns, limitations and limiting attitudes. We are going to look at this in a subsequent video or earlier video. Oprah Winfrey was one of the most famous TV anchors in USA. She says leadership is about empathy. In fact, she used to interview a lot of great people. And she was successful because she was tremendously empathetic. She knew how the person who's opposite her felt. She had done enough research on that person to understand where he comes from, what are the challenges he or she has. She says it's about having the ability to relate to and connect with people for the purpose of inspiring and empowering their lives. That means just in a conversation, by having empathy, you can empower the lives of other people. I remember I had gone for one motivational course called Landmark Forum about 20 years back. And there was a communication workshop. And in that communication workshop, they taught us how we can solve a problem without opening our mouth. Communication by resolving problems only by listening. The way I listen, the type of gestures I make, the type of nodding I do, the type of encouraging noises I make. By the time that conversation, which was one-sided, is over, the problem is solved and the person says, "Thank you very much. I think I have solved my problem." Whereas I have not said anything. I was just listening to that person empathetically after understanding and feeling it. Remember, this world is not only of the spoken. What people think also gets transmitted. You might have also observed. You can see when people are lying. You can see when people look at you and there's so much love and affection in their eyes, in their tone. This is what empathy is about. Compassionate empathy is about. Albert Einstein, wonderful inventor who says that he has failed thousands of times. I also share that with him. I've also failed hundreds of times. He says, empathy is patiently and sincerely seeing the world through the other person's eye. He also says this is something which is not learned in school. It is cultivated over a lifetime. So let's understand how we can do this. Indication of lack of empathy is the first thing. How do I know that I'm not empathetic? I may think, no, I think I have a lot of empathy. Just look at whether there is a delay and postponement of work by your employees, not you, their employees. Whether when they are speaking, you are preparing yourself to give a reply. You're not listening actively. Disrupting communication. Do you do that? When somebody is speaking, you say, just a moment, sorry for interrupting you, and then you speak. So you are breaking their thought process also. Being distracted during meetings. That is, somebody speaking to you, sitting in front of you, and you suddenly open your drawer, you look at your watch, you look at your mobile. This is certainly not showing that person that you're listening keenly. Sometimes doing some other work, engaging in other work. That person is saying something, you say, okay, continue, and you're writing something. Blaming others. When you are blaming others, it indicates that you are not really empathetic. Empathy is not only when somebody is facing you, even long term. Incorrect salutations. For example, there is a small kid who is on the other side to your email. You don't say, dear sir. You say, hey, and you start the mail in a friendly manner. Same way, say there is a person who is pretty senior. You are 25 and the person to whom you are addressing is 70. Maybe it's better there, dear Mr. So-and-so, or in India we use dear Shri so-and-so or dear Madhukar ji. So you give a respect which is expected in India by seniors. Also, common to the whole world is acknowledgements in the mail. Thank the person for the mail you received or the opportunity to do the work while asking for some more information or while quoting or resolving their problem. Don't communicate impatience while communicating. Don't make silly mistakes when communicating. where the other person comes to know that you don't have time or you have limited time to communicate with them. One more lack of empathy is we have forgotten all those who helped us in our early life. The family, the relatives, the uncles, aunties, friends, very important. We had so many friends while growing up, and then suddenly we find there are only one or two friends, and they are also not meeting us. These are all indications of lack of empathy. So if you have any of it, any of these, then you should look at those measures of how to increase your empathy. Now we have a long list of how I can increase my empathy. But before that, why should I do it? In my earlier videos also, I said why is very important. Why I should be empathetic is because there are so many advantages in my career, in my life, or my profession. When I'm empathetic, I'm building connections with colleagues for cooperative environment. Present itself. I'm attracting and engaging and building loyalty. What am I talking about? I'm attracting talent because whoever I'm empathetic will go out and speak about how good this organization is. When I am empathetically engaging them, trying to come to know what are their hobbies, why are you not doing this, supporting them in doing that. They have some economic difficulty. They are unable to get trained. Resolve that issue. Maybe in office, if it's a common issue, have training programs for batches of 10 or 20. Automatically, this builds loyalty in talent. Talent means the wonderful people who work for us. We will have smooth interpersonal relationship with all stakeholders. For example, I'm a chartered accountant in taxation. My interaction is with officers of the government. My interaction is with the accountants of my client. My interaction is with many professionals who support and help me, advise me in areas where I don't have the knowledge. If I'm empathetic to all these people, the relationship is so smooth, even with the department. We have seen we are a very strict organization. We don't indulge in bribe at all. If any partner is found indulging in bribing, we ask him to leave. This is a reality. Many people say this is not possible, but we have not only made it possible, we have spread it across India. In the 15 branches we have and the 500 employees who work for us, everybody knows this. Departmental officers, after some time, start referring us work. Even if they are rent seekers, even if they are not honest, they start referring work to us. Why? Because they are also human beings. If they take some advantage of some small or medium enterprise, they would like to give back the benefit. So they say, go to so and so, they will resolve your problem. Of course, we do charge and we do not pay any commission to those people who refer work, like some of the largest, service organizations do. We have decided not to do it. That's it. When we are empathetic, we reinvent ourselves and the organization itself. Our firm is called H&A and Co LLP. If you go to our website, you will find videos on our purpose vision statement. If you're interested and you have the time, 1.5 hours or so, you can go and watch it and see if some of those things you can imbibe into your life. So you have heard quite a lot. What key quality does building empathy primarily enhance in interpersonal relationship? You can pause the video for 3 minutes, make a note. The answer could be understand, feel, and support others. Now we get to the last part, the how part. If I have to improve empathy in myself or my organization, I should encourage regular interaction with the people around. Imagine from their perspective always before reacting, before answering. Identify concerns and provide support. Once you think, I think this person has a little difficulty in such and such place, then ask them, is this your concern? And if it is so, see how you can provide support for them to overcome it. I am a leader. I am a manager. I am their senior. Lead them with care and trust. Basically, empathy is a, equal to, care. I care for you. Trust, of course, is something which some of us have difficulty in, and therefore we have made a separate video on trust. When we are discussing with people who are our peers, it is ideal to provide different points of view. Don't disagree. Don't disagree. No, 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 no. You got the wrong thought. No, don't say that. Can you consider a different alternative? That word or that sentence can be wonderful. Don't be judgmental. This person has not done any study and he has come. He's not diligent or she's not diligent. Don't do this at all. Many of us, including me, end up doing this, and I have to catch myself and say, don't be judgmental, Madhukar. Be open. Listen to them. Sometimes their knowledge is missing. Then don't just dismiss them. Tell them, why don't you read? There are some wonderful articles on Tax Guru on this particular subject. Why don't you read that? There are these books. Incidentally, in our office, we have written around 36 books on indirect taxes. I have not written. I have been joint author of most of them. All of them, in fact. So tell them, why don't you go to this chapter and read this chapter? Then you do this job. So you will come from a place of knowledge, and knowledge is power. Validate emotions and feelings, even if they are negative. For example, somebody says, sir, I'm getting depressed. I'm getting frustrated. You tell him, these are not something new. Everybody in this world gets frustrated. All of us, even the biggest personality on earth, who you think are super confident heroes, even they are depressed at some point of their life. You've heard of Deepika Padukone. You've heard of so many others who have faced their fears. They have faced their frustration, their depression, and they are doing wonderfully in their life. They're doing some things which we find very difficult to do. So therefore, as a senior or a peer, colleague, validate emotions and feelings of others, because we would also have felt it sometime or the other. One of the ways to improve ourselves is to take feedback. They say one of the best ways of checking your quality is to take feedback. But we don't want to take feedback of anything negative. The moment they say anything negative, we give reasons and we deny it. This is not the way to take feedback. Feedback is welcome negative thought processes. Let them tell you, ask for it. If I'm a good manager, I will not ask any questions which give the answer which shows that I am good. I will look at questions which will give me something more. For example, I'll ask them, I understand that I have served you well when I made this particular verification. Could I have done it better? You are quite experienced. You have seen so many people who gave service to you. Could I have done it better? Is there some idea you have which can help me? Now, this is what will elicit some response. Tell them, I welcome negative comments. When we have, sometimes we work in other people's locality or organization. There is another team there, which is not my team. Respect them. Respect the team. The team might not have might not have had all the qualifications you have. They may have come from a economically challenging background. They might have come from rural area. They don't understand English well enough, or they cannot speak English well enough. Don't disrespect them, certainly. Respect them. Acknowledge their contribution. Somebody comes just to deliver a file. He'll be a peon. Tell him, thank you very much. You've given it so fast. You're so prompt. You sent a mail. Somebody answered. Tell them, amazing. Swift response. Thank you very much. Have a professional and independent attitude. This is specifically for professionals. I think it can apply to anybody, all managers also. But for professionals, the independent part comes in. The client comes to you because of your independence, not because you are going to say yes to whatever he wants. In fact, if you say yes to what he wants, you may be doing the client injustice in spite of accepting money from him. Compose clear communication. I have this problem quite a lot. I send a mail, then people are asking me, what did you mean? I'm 64 now. Even yesterday, when I sent a mail to the co-authors of our GST audit book, they asked me, what do you mean? I had confused myself and confused them also. So they had a discussion amongst themselves. They wasted time. They couldn't get clarity. Then they came back to me. I should have read my mail again to ensure that what I said was clear, not what is there in my mind and what I noted. There was a gap. Sometimes the person on the other side looks a little bewildered, or you know that the person that side, that is the person who's receiving your email, say they are not in front of you. They take little time to grasp. So in the end of the email, put a small note. Please send an email back on what is it that I expect you to do. So that that person will think again, write a mail to you and you can say, wow, great. Please go ahead. If a person is in front of you, tell them to repeat. Okay, what do you think? What are the tasks which are given to you? Can you share to me back? So that we don't, redo it. I don't find fault in it, etc. Empathy also presumes that you do not have a feeling that you're superior to anybody. For example, I know that when people come to my office, sometimes they are joining for articles. They are 18 years old. And I tell them, my God, you have got a very fast thinking. You seem to be a very passionate person. Your academics is amazing. My academics was very poor. What is it that I am doing to them? I am giving them credit. I am increasing their confidence. Sharing life lessons. You're an older person. You have got so much of experience. For example, for me, one experience I have today in regard to this is that till the age of 40, I had no empathy or very less empathy. But if you had asked me at the age of 39 whether you have empathy, I would have told you, of course, I'm a chartered accountant, I'm a consultant, I have empathy. But actually, I did not have empathy because I used to think only of myself. I never thought of the others. And empathy is putting others first. So this is a life lesson which I learned. Once I got it, then I became empathetic over a period of time. It was not something which happened, immediately the next day. I kept finding that I don't have empathy. Then I used to rework it, call the person back. Sorry, I don't think I conversed it to you properly. Let's understand where you're coming from. Then again start. One of the best ways of showing empathy to your juniors is that involve them when something important is being discussed, maybe with the client, don't allow them to interfere. Let them sit behind. What is going to happen? They are going to hear and emulate the good things you are doing. You are a model. If you tell them what to do, they may or may not be able to follow. But if they see what is happening and they inculcate it on their own, then you have done an empathetic job without even talking to them. When there are mistakes, don't try to point out the mistakes. Take responsibility. I think I have not made this position clear. Maybe I have not communicated clearly. Maybe I have not trained you in this area. This is what I may say. When I take responsibility, what happens to the other side? They are relieved. Oh, I'm not going to get fired. I'm not going to be blamed. They become relieved. They may also say, sir, I think I also did not put enough effort, etc. You say it doesn't matter. Go ahead. Let's do it again. Let's do it better. Let's do it in an excellent way. We have possibly understood how to build empathy. This is a very valuable tool. Remember, empathy is in all categories of life, as mentioned in the quote which was shared earlier. With my friends, with my parents, let me start it with parents, relatives, friends, colleagues, teachers, whom I am not acknowledged. I would like to thank you very much for listening to me and hopefully opening your mind and adding care into your life. There is a small write-up on this available in the description of this video. Thank you very much.